This has been worked on. This is not just something that happens, by chance. That's 6 players, so they're almost a 6-3-1, which is very, very unusual. But what it does, it makes it so hard to break down, where the opposition, in this case Spain, are just trying to throw balls into the box, resulting to shots from 40 yards, which they're never going to score from. You see Cape Verde again, they've got 5 players in that danger zone, protecting the middle of the pitch, which is a danger area, and they can deal with that all night. They don't mind it. Again, they make Spain pass sideways. They can't play those little intricate passes that they'd like to. When they do get in behind, Cape Verde still have bodies in the box because they started with that back 6, which I said is unusual. But what it allows them to do is protect Vecina, give him the space. They often hold a high line on the 18-yard box. They trust each other. They're not trying to do each other's job. You can see how much of a defensive unit they were. They played a lot without the ball, but they're comfortable out of possession. We spoke about this, Benny. Sometimes you can panic when you haven't got the ball. They don't do that. They trust each other to do their own job. And at the end of it, they get this result, which is as good as a win for them.
But then, Ash, tell me a bit more on that, because actually, how long does that take on a training pitch to get that well drilled in and everyone be on job?
Yeah, that's a bit. Well, it takes hours and hours and hours, and everyone knows their triggers of when they should press, when they shouldn't press, when they should be patient. They only give 1 foul away in that game against a team like Spain, which is so disciplined. I also think take hours off the pitch as well, where you spend so long with each other in camp and you enjoy each other's company that you then trust them. You trust the man behind you, what information he's giving you. You don't have to double check it. You could see that the midfield 3 and the back 4 with the goalkeeper completely trusted each other.
If I can just add on there, like the mental strength from those players, because everybody knows when you play football, I don't want to defend for 90 minutes. I don't want to chase shadows like all that time and not enjoy having the ball. So, the training that must have gone on, behind the scenes, to know that you're going to have to do that maybe for longer than 90 minutes. It's a testament to the mettle that they had, that they were able to do that. They still maintain the focus, their discipline. Even you saw at times where Spain shifted the ball and then they ended up getting into Cucurella, and then Cucurella was looking for the cutback, but there was always 3 Cape Verdean players always on the edge of the box, where the Spanish players would normally just crowded that box to wait there for the shot or that. So that just showed you that they had that willingness and the desire. Spain really had to be exceptional to get a goal against them, and they weren't on that day. So fair play to them.
We're going to see it again today, I am sure, where we are going transatlantic for a closer look at Uruguay with our South American football expert, Tim Vickery. Thank you for joining us. Tim, tell us about Bielsa, because he's stepping down after the tournament, and it's not been a bed of roses for him and Uruguay so far. So what's been going on?
They started off very well under Bielsa, and then a Copa America played in the States 2 years ago. The players had to spend a full month with him, and the whole thing came completely apart. Soon afterwards, Luis Suarez retired from international football. He especially called a press conference to spit blood at Bielsa, saying he creates a horrible atmosphere. There's one player who's just been recalled who's going to play right wing tonight, Canobio. They had all sorts of rows, and the big row was when Bielsa criticised the way that Canobio was sitting. At this point, Canobio thought, this cannot possibly work. He's moaning at me on the field. He makes me train with the kids. He doesn't even like the way I'm sitting. So Uruguay have had a thoroughly bad 2 years, really awful 2 years. You know what you want from a Bielsa side? The kind of football that his protege, Pochettino, is playing with the United States. Squeeze you in your half of the field, create 2 against 1 situations down the flanks. And Uruguay haven't been able to do it. But perhaps in the relief that is going at the end of this tournament, maybe there's just a chance that Uruguay are getting their groove back. Dreadful first half against Saudi Arabia when Bielsa tried something completely different, a system that he doesn't usually play, went back to basics at half-time. And what they did in the second half was the best that they've played for 2 years. Now, so often, tournaments can be like time speeded up. Teams suddenly come together or they suddenly fall apart. The hope in Uruguay is that team came together again in the second half and is ready to take the same kind of aggressive, high-press football out into the sweltering Miami Heat now and finally breach that Cape Verde defence.
So, Tim, are you telling me the fans are behind this team? They have belief?
Well, the fans at Uruguay will always be behind Uruguay. They're the first winners of the World Cup. So there's no doubt whatsoever that the fans are behind them. And the fans see a lot of potential in this team. There's some very, very good players in this team. One of Bielsa's quests is to get the best out of the best player, Valverde. Now, he used him wide right in the first half against the Saudis, and that didn't work at all. You want Valverde on the ball as often as possible. He comes more central tonight with Bentancur and Ugarte behind him to give him a kind of protection, to give him a kind of shield. So you'll expect Valverde to see lots of the ball, and it'll be a different challenge for the Cape Verde defence. Rather than the cold, precise nature of the Spanish passing, Uruguay will look to be hot and frenetic and to get that ball in for crosses and attack with bodies, but also to shoot from range through Valverde and possibly De La Cruz off the bench.
Tim, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Well, Benny always just heard from Tim there about them being more on the front foot, attacking. You can tell us more about that, because how does this team break down that low block then?
Yeah, I think started with Valverde out on the right. When he plays for Real Madrid, he plays into the middle, and then just here you could see that the players or the manager wasn't happy with what was going on, because they had a situation where they could have crossed the ball because they had a 3v2 situation, and they didn't. And here Valverde comes inside, and then you've got 4v4. And I think if you're any player in any other team, you clip that ball in because it's a fighting chance, and they don't do that. So again, Valverde going on the nice long run, and player makes the overlap and it tries to go for a shot, and you can see the frustrations on Bielsa because that wasn't the game plan. And then halftime, he kind of shifted it out. He brought in Sanabria on for Matias Vida, and then Canovio came in for Darwin Nunes. And from the first minute in the second half, the game plan changes. Get the ball out wide, people making corner runs, and then the ball gets whipped inside, because when there's Uruguay players numbers in there, there's opportunity, and then they get a first header in, and then not lucky, and then again Valverde out wide, they made it one, and now he puts in an incredible cross, nobody able to get there, and then Oliveira on the other side, and this is where the goal comes from. Araujo that comes in the 80th minute, then gets them on the score sheet, gets them level, and he's talking, maybe they got a chance 10 minutes to get the winner, but it's just how relentless they were in the second half compared to the disjointment and the unhappiness from the manager, that they weren't sticking to the plan and they weren't putting in those crosses, because that's where those dangers are.
Okay, well, let's see if it all comes together for them today. Don't forget, you can watch every game in Ultra HD on iPlayer audio description, also available. Just select AD on iPlayer. Well, it's a fascinating Group H clash. The two-time world champions Uruguay look to bounce back from their opening draw up against Cape Verde, who arrive in Miami full of belief after stunning European champions Spain. It's time to hand you over to our commentary team now, with James McFadden and Liam McLeod.
Thank you, Alex. We work in life to have moments like this. Bosnia, Atlanta, June the 15th, 2026. There is always a story at the World Cup, always a tale that lives long in the memory, something to look back on with a smile. Whether that's the miracle of Belo Horizonte in 1950 as a part-time US side defeated England, Cameroon's Francois Mozambique in the San Siro in 1990 against the reigning champions Argentina, Senegal's Papa Bouba Diop doing likewise against the then holders France and Seoul in 2002. And a month before lifting the trophy, the Argentinians suffered an opening defeat to Saudi Arabia and Qatar at the last finals. There is always a story. And the story of Vizinha has captured the imagination of everyone here and back in Cape Verde. An heroic performance against the mighty Spain, European champions no less. And it sealed an unlikely point. The emotional scenes at the end of that game hinted at more than just a footballing miracle. unmistakable figure of Luis Suarez behind the glass. Amongst all that, made himself available for this tournament at the age of 39. Was politely declined by Bielsa. Magnificent atmosphere in Miami. Mourinho was already a hero in Cape Verde, but that clean sheet has thrust him into the global spotlight as he looks to repeat the trick against the Uruguay side, beset by infighting and disagreement. Marcelo Bielsa's reign has been as tumultuous as it has been turbulent. A scrambled draw with the Saudis wasn't really good enough for the twice winners as they return to the Sunshine State looking for much better. Actually won 6 of the last 9 group stage games at World Cup finals and lost just once. That was against Portugal 4 years ago. They were left as frustrated as the Spanish were in their opening group match. They did so some Brazilians with Araujo's equaliser, meaning it wasn't as inauspicious a start as it might have been. So a shot of Fazinha's family who have made it to the game, having been unable to attend the match against Spain. What is one of the stories of the tournament so far? It is a tournament full of stories, with more still to be written. Will another chapter of the 2026 World Cup be written tonight? It is Bielsa's storied career, the Argentinian, as he looks to get Uruguay firing. Espanescas from the Norwegian capital Oslo takes charge of his first World Cup match just 3 days shy of his 38th birthday, with Frenchman Willy Delageau heading up the VAR team tonight. How busy will he be? 1 or 2 contentious calls throughout the opening phases of this World Cup finals. Uruguay's qualification campaign was a bit of a slog, as was their opening match, which was also held here in Miami. Darwin Núñez pays the price, having come off at half-time against the Saudis, leaving Federico Viñas, who spent last season on loan at Real Oviedo in Spain, leading the line, suffered relegation at the end of the campaign. Spurs Bentancur, Manchester United's Ugarte will anchor things with starman Valverde, and the man whose goal salvaged a point in matchday 1, Maxi Araujo, a stellar supporting cast. Fazinha's 7 saves against Spain mean that at 40 years and 12 days old, he's the 3rd oldest goalkeeper to keep a clean sheet in a World Cup match, that after Peter Shilton and Dino Zoff. Pretty good company. Despite the team's heroics, Coach Pavista has made 3 alterations to the side. Apollon Limassol's Gary Rodriguez comes into the team, with Benchimol replacing Livramento up front, looking to add to his 6 international goals, the most recent of which came against Serbia in a friendly win at the end of last month. He's always looking down the way, Marcelo Bielsa, but he won't win the ball. He's kicked for the first time here in the Hard Rock Stadium. What a venue it is. They all are, in fairness. 7 games being held here for this tournament in opened with Uruguay's draw with Saudi Arabia last Monday. It will also host Scotland against Brazil on Wednesday. Colombia, Portugal on the 27th. It will also have one last 32 game, one quarter final, and it will have the third place playoff as well. Pleasantries exchanged on the touchline. Spain were more like it earlier. 4-0 win over the Saudis has them sitting in the box seat. Group H. 65 players between the Spaniards and Cape Verde in FIFA's world rankings is the biggest ever gap in a World Cup game that didn't end in the higher ranked side winning. That is some going. The first ever winners of this tournament, Uruguay, are in the top 20, so they'll need a similar performance, you would think. It's Cape Verde at red. We get things underway in Florida. Uruguay unbeaten in their 5 World Cup matches against African teams. Cape Verde's only previous games against South American sides were a 1-0 defeat to Ecuador in 22 and a 4-2 defeat to Chile in March this year. However you slice it up, James McFadden, this is a very interesting matchup.
Oh, absolutely. You look at this harmony within the Uruguay squad towards the manager. Can they put that behind them and focus on the game? And Cape Verde, what a story they are. Can they show that unity and quality once again to continue the fairy tale? Really interesting to see how this plays out, but the one thing you can see early on is Cape Verde are not coming just to sit back and soak up pressure. Of course they might have to for spells in the game. It's not the intention from the start. Uruguay find a way to get past them.
See some wonderful Uruguayans take to the stage in the World Cup finals before. Cavani, Suarez, and Forlan, Godin, all from bygone days. The Uruguayans looking to assert themselves in the early stages here. Press on Vera over on the far side. Big switch for Canopio. A wrestling match going on there, and the whistle goes. Heard Tim Vickery in the build-up to the match talking about the verbal spat between Canopio and his manager. As he holds Cabral to the deck.
Well, he's got a chance to show his manager who was right. If he performs well, he's the one that was right.
Big Tancour there. Ball forward by Caceres. Eased back to his goalkeeper by Kiko Lopez. Another who was creating headlines of his own. Shamrock Rovers player. Another foul, this time it is Federico Viñas involved. Tancour protesting. Actually, that was penalised.
I don't know what he's complaining about, Bentancur. See it clearly. Grabs him round the neck, holds up the ground.
Here's the main man. What a roar he got when his name and face appeared on the big screens here pre-match. It's interesting from a Cape Verde point of view. A few changes to the team. I think everyone was expecting him to go with the same 11. Bautista, the Cape Verde coach, he's tinkered a little bit with it. Do they approach Uruguay the same as they approach Spain? I mean, Uruguay, really talented side, but they're inferior to Spain.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they made changes, but maybe they've taken a lot from the performance and result against Spain. And maybe it feels that this Uruguay side are there to be bought at, bringing freshness into the team. Go and create even more history for Cape Verde.
Problem here for Canopio. Clutching the small on his back. Tries to get back to his feet. Rodriguez with the challenge. The war's already. Essentially done there, facing the goal against the Brewers. Crunching it again as well. A couple of strong challenges in the infancy of this one.
Yeah, well, Lopez Cabral is just desperate to put pressure on. Catches Bentancur. Early statement from the referee.
Whilst he's made changes to the team, Bavista, the backline, understandably, remain the same. First yellow goes to the Benfica player. One of the players in the Cape Verde side that's playing at a very high level. The case for all of them, they're having to perform at a level above themselves to get points out of this tournament. And here's a first proper test for them. Sliding is Pico Lopez, Bevsky in the corner.
Yeah, protected well. And Uruguay managing to get free, fast, slick past and moving. That is the way to break down this side.
Brief check for a penalty there. Terrible.
I think the touches him over. Slides in early, Lopez, but they're delaying the cross. Zeza won against the last touch. Looked like a good challenge from here.
Dangerous though when you see Maxi Araujo getting into those kind of positions.
Yeah, of course. That's why if you go to ground, you need to make sure you win it. And you did.
Verdi's with everyone back. It's off the head of Ryan Mendes. By Pico. Heard Alex mention earlier that Zinha's Instagram followers have gone over 14 million. They're over 15 million now. They build up to this. He's swapped the 15 million followers for another clean sheet tonight, I would imagine.
Well, imagine how many they'll have after tonight if he keeps another clean sheet.
Caceres plays for Club America in Mexico. Oliveira of Napoli. Verde trying to spring Bentancur, got into a good position there, the right hand side of the box. Here's another look at the challenge. Pico Lopez, and it's perfect.
Yeah, that is. You see there. As soon as an elbow goes up, he points for the corner. He knows it's not a foul. Definitely time. And it had to be spot on. And you go to ground, you take a huge gamble. Timed it perfectly.
Cape Verde did very well in qualifying, finishing above World Cup regulars Cameroon amongst their campaign to get to North America. Uruguay automatically made it to the finals as well, finishing fourth in the CONMEBOL table behind Argentina, Ecuador and Colombia. Tez Cabral gives it away, Bentancur comes to Ugarte. Now it's Viñas. Opportunity over on the far side to swing it in. Pico Lopez is in the way. Just to get there ahead of Araujo. No foul. Started again, well, hasn't he? Cape Verde centre back. Born in Dublin, Cape Verdean father. Former Republic of Ireland under-19 international. four-time Irish champion playing the World Cup. It is quite the story.
It's an incredible story. You say they started well. I think doesn't seem to be any kind of nerves from anybody for Cape Verde and have that organisation. But even when they win it back, they're trying to play passes. They're not just bumping up the pitch and trying to sit behind the game. Taking a risk. And at times they have been caught in possession, but they continue to play that way.
Stripped in behind, there'll be a test here potentially. Claiming handball as the volley's lashed over. Well, it was vanilla out the shot from the edge of the penalty area, but was there a handball in there? Because Canobio certainly thought so.
The pass is sensational. And it's the way to get behind that back line. It does come off his arm. Flag goes up. It's not. Soft shoulder, t-shirt line, bumpy t-shirt line. But the pass is sensational. And they've looked to play it a couple of times. Think of the Spain game where a lot of it was on the edge of the box. They've looked to play that little intricate pass, almost walk it into the back of the net. Uruguay realising that they can be more direct, try those runners from deep.
Then over on the far side, burst the pace. It's a loose one though, but Tack goes up to it. Canobio helped in its way. Big Stagners in the corner, but they've started in menacing fashion here of Uruguay. Viñas winning the corner on the far side.
Yeah, it's a speed that looks like one touch passing, plenty of options. Just doesn't really, it's not one quality pass in that break there, so it doesn't sit, allows Cape Verde to scramble back.
Can they make the breakthrough here? Send it back into the 6-yard area by Viñas. Second chance at that. Up goes Caceres. They already done enough. Every touch stop the potential counter on this. Lashed away as the FIFA president takes in yet another match. Gianni Infantino will be happy with how the tournament's going so far.
I think it has to be. It's been a great advert for the game.
Terrible. It's managed to get it through to Benjamin. This is their first foray forward, really. It's Gary Rodriguez. He's been cut out by his own man. Preventing it through to look like a more dangerous area.
Yeah, I wasn't aware, was he, Benchimo? Understandably, he's in the box, so wants to take the touch. Canjo was making that run in behind him. Mentioned Infantino will be delighted with how it's going, but still a lot of criticism that's, I think, is warranted. Especially for the fans, the prices, the tickets and the travel. In terms of the football, I think it's going well.
This is clearly one of the hotter venues for this tournament. They have FIFA been trying to schedule daytime games and early evening games in the cooler areas, particularly those afternoon kickoffs. The exception of the Open in Mexico City. We've been playing the hotter matches either in the evening time or in stadiums that have roofs. Trying to keep it alive here. Should have felt like he deserved to run in on goal with that. Montero. It's well defended. But not decisively defended. Pina. Who's down. No foul. Uruguay. Looking to spring Cape Verde here. Canobio. Options ahead of him here. It's a chance. It is. Through past the post. Lightning quick break by the Uruguayans.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Rodriguez's touch is sublime. There we go, little nutmeg. Fantastic. And you're right, he just wants to get out of his feet. Can't. It breaks down. Uruguay just showing their teeth a little bit. It's a lovely first touch, just doesn't catch it the way he wants to catch it for Verde. You know how clean a striker the volley is. This is shaping up to be an exciting game, Liam.
Absolutely. The Cape Verde players must have had their chest puffed out ever since they held Spain. Not just holding Spain, stopping Spain from scoring.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tremendous display. Fazenia, quite rightly, getting all the headlines, but it was a real team effort.
It's a fabulous switch of play. Uruguay looking to take full advantage here. And Dine Borges wasn't sure what was going on behind him. So safety first, and Uruguay have their third corner of the piece.
Yeah, can't take a chance there. It's that direct switch of play once again. The space is there for Uruguay. The problem is that the touch, the cross back inside, been able to exploit it yet.
To exploit here are Uruguay. Up goes Fazenia, clean taker. You'd be delighted with that, because he must be feeling a little bit of pressure coming into this one, surely.
Well, he seems to be enjoying it. He's certainly the people's champion. He's caught a couple when it's a big cheer, a couple of routine crosses.
It's 5 players in the Cape Verde starting 11 who were born in Cape Verde. Fazenia is one of them. Tancur for Ugarte. Cape Verde will be happy if that continues.
Yeah, just a miscommunication there.
The crowd here managed to get a replay on the big screens of that fabulous turn by Rodriguez. Bielsa ponders. Verde. Looking for Cabral. Looking for an answer as to what happened there.
Yeah, he just goes early, gets caught under it, then he's trying to judge the flight of the ball and control it.
We're all stars here, and Risto Stoichkov, my goodness, what a player he was. Thrilled along with Alexei Georgi Hagi at this tournament in this country in 1994. And Cafu was here as well. Won a couple of World Cups, as you do. Maybe he'll take the pressure. Didn't like that one. He kind of felt it was going to go his way. It was going anyway. Plays his football in Brazil. A Brazilian and an Argentinian in Uruguay. Maybe that's why they don't get on. You see a lot of that now in South Americans playing different countries. It wasn't always the case. It was almost all the time. You'd have been a brave man if you're from Uruguay going across borders to play. Same for Argentinians, same for Brazilians. It's been there a few years now, Canobbio. Fluminense. Another Fabio James is laughing tonight. here. Little wonder. He's going to get the free kick. There's going to be a yellow card coming here for Verde.
I love it. I love the confidence because he's nowhere to go. Looks like he's going to play the risky pass back to the goalkeeper of Kanjo. The little Cruyff turn and the burst of pace. Not only that, the quality cutting inside, direct, driving forward. You can't not love it. It's absolutely sensational.
Spectacular George Cabral in the book. Now, Kanjo is one of the players that came into the side tonight. You can see why.
He needs to relax a little bit. Kanjo.
Fernando Muslera there, the Uruguay goalkeeper. Turned 40 last week. 2 40-year-old goalkeepers between the sticks tonight at either end. Cabral and Montero are over it. It's a long way out. There's another just arrived there.
There we go. They got their first goal. Here we go. Here we go. They got their first goal. Bro, they'll be topping this group.
Oh my word. I mean, the way they played the game, I'm not surprised he's taking a shot on because there's a few players around it. It's a lovely, clean strike. This place is absolutely erupting. I think the whole of Cape Verde's in this stadium.
Well, how our country will celebrate. It was came from nowhere as he strode up to take that shot on.
Wow.
The ball splits.
What's so
Muslera
freaky?
sees it late, stepping, expecting that to go to his right hand side. Then he starts to scramble across. The ball has to do its job. Stay strong, take the hit. He's cut across it. Muslera gambles that it's going to his right. And don't forget, it comes from the outstanding run from Akanjo to get the free kick. Cape Verde, an absolute joy.
The goal of his life. The goal of their lives.
There we go. Fabi.
Incredible story at these World Cup finals, and Muslera is left staring into the middle distance, looking for answers.
He'll be disappointed in his wall, not staying together. He'll be disappointed he hasn't been able to get across and keep it out.
They're away by Pico. Uruguay have been asked the question. They were behind against the Saudis as well. There's Cabral. Touch back the way. Pinocchio. And Caceres. Oliveira. Garte back to Oliveira. 4 waiting in the middle here. There's a late run coming as well. Fakes down Varela. Made his way in. They do get the corner though.
Well, stating obvious, but it's a huge test for Uruguay. I spoke about it before the game about disruption, disharmony within the squad. They'll have to find a way because they've shown to compete.
Verde, the courage to shoot, which he does. Sticks from Dini Borges. Does the job.
Husband to take the space for Verde, a little fake for a shot, just to get himself half yard. It's still plenty of bodies down. Just come off an arm there. Borges is by his side.
It's stuff of dreams, isn't it, for Cape Verde and for Kevin Pina in particular. I'm pretty sure at some point, as we go into the first titration break, Kevin Pina would have dreamt of scoring a goal at World Cup finals. But for the vast majority of his footballing life, he couldn't possibly have thought it would actually happen.
Like every young kid playing football, of course they dream about it, but to be here and be on this stage, the bodies they receive for the first game, getting a point, defensive display, come here and the way they perform, there's so much belief in how they approach the game that they can go and defend, but it's a real quality. And when the free kick was awarded, you see the players lighting up. You know that they're going to take a shot. Someone's going to be taking a shot. And in that case, it just makes sure you get a clean contact, hit the target, make the goalkeeper work. I mean, from Uruguay's point of view, the ball's not strong enough. Muslera jumps and steps to his right, which then makes it difficult for him to spring back across to his left. That little step to his right-hand side is what allows it to keep in, just inside the post. If he stands still, we may well be able to shuffle across and get to it and state the obvious once again, but the wall does its job. It's hitting straight off the wall. Nonetheless, we all love a fairy tale, we all love the underdog story in football. It's an incredible moment for this small nation.
And just the third international goal for Kevin Pina, who plays for Krasnodar in Russia. Your first ever goal at a World Cup. That means 43 of 48 nations have now scored at this tournament. Now, do you want to see the match from every angle? You can follow any player's every move or even see the action through their eyes. Scan the QR code to get the World Cup 3D experience in the BBC Sport app. A little look at that earlier. It's incredible what they can do these days.
That was enough.
Of course, the World Cup continuing here on the BBC. New Zealand taking on Egypt tonight. That's a 2 a.m. kickoff live on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Then tomorrow, match of the day live, Argentina take on Austria. That's 5:30 p.m. on BBC One and iPlayer. Then France against Iraq tomorrow at 9:30, also on BBC One and iPlayer. The French resume their campaign as well as the team that beat them as holders in the Qatar final. James very helpfully using a fan on me there, and 31 degrees still at this time. It's needed.
Yeah, it's an electric fan, just to confirm.
There's a volley over the bar there as that dropped to Verde, and you just wouldn't have been surprised had he hit the target there. Real Madrid man. 3 La Liga titles, 2 Champions League, 2 Super Cups. Most decorated players in Uruguayan footballing history. It's well off target there. Cape Verde, Vista, will be keen he doesn't get too many of those.
Yeah, because he's had a couple of efforts now. We know the quality that he has, particularly when he's having strikes at goal. It can't be too much encouragement, but this side have shown character and abundance. Keep reverting to the Spain game, but having to go and defend the way they did. But some of the play, the quality, they look like they are having the time of their lives here. And many people overlook them because they're a small nation. But you mentioned that they won their group ahead of Cameroon, who were so used to seeing at this stage. So they're more than just plucky.
Too right. Having kept a clean sheet against Spain, he's now got a lead to defend. Cabral, and then eventually Montero loses it. from Dinchimo. Going after it again. Good work initially by Gary Rodriguez.
For all the good parts, that's may well be the two worst attempts at trying to buy a foul from Montero. There's absolutely no contact, throws himself down, gets up, throws himself down once again.
Caceres. Verde. With Ugarte and Valverde. Skips away from a couple of challenges eventually though. Settles with Denchimo. Cape Verde free kick. I think Ugarte knew too much about it though. Trying all the flicks and tricks, aren't they?
Yeah. He just gets there first. Montero. Too slow at the ball. But they are, you can see they're a team with real quality and unpredictability. The little tricks and flicks, and maybe you're expecting something a bit more safe at times, but little twists and little bits of skill. It has been really, really good to watch.
And as it stands, Cape Verde will play Argentina in the last 32 at the World Cup finals. As it stands, a long way to go.
Yeah, there is, but they've shown they can defend. The pressure is fully on Uruguay. It was coming into the game anyway. It's heightened as the game's gone on. You think of the runs and passes that were bringing a bit of joy for Uruguay earlier in the game. Not happening anymore.
Ball in behind there. Caceres trying to help out as well. They're all the defenders are trying their best to lay siege on this Cape Verde box, but quality in the final third hasn't been of the highest standard. Certainly was when he was in the side. He's been playing in Miami, Luis Suarez. He too had plenty to say about Marcelo Bielsa. Denchimo is at the Uruguay box. He couldn't quite work a way through. The roar went up as soon as he started eating up the pitch in front of him.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity. He just picks it up. Option. Andrew making ground outside him. Goes to try and go alone.
Here's Oliveira. Big Napoli defender.
As much as it comes to nothing, Cape Verde showing that they're
Verde 30 yards out. He tries to replicate the goal. That is Cape Verde in a sensational lead on Uruguay.
Yeah, I mean, it is a fair distance out for Verde, but we know how capable he is. And not only that, if he's got space, then he's going to take the shot on. He'll be trying to draw out. Cape Verde defender, create the space, try and exploit. problem for Brasilia. Confidence flooding through. Tanker does enough. Ugarte. Verde. Vera wants it back, but there's a misunderstanding there. Goal post from Pereira into the near side for goes down. It's an obvious challenge. Look at the reaction. It's a painful one. Verde fans are right behind their side here, and they're giving Canobio some stick. Yeah, he catches the. He catches him in the head with his elbow and his forearm, but it's not violent conduct. Just desperate to try and win the ball back. It's trying to wriggle away from him. It's really good from his point of view. Canobio just desperate to get the ball back and overzealous there. It's not a brilliant turn. The ball is not that either. Tempo. Down goes Cabral. He's right in the line of the penalty area. Tempo to Rodriguez. Missed that football Benzema, which almost paid off. Ryan Mendes was behind him. Cortez goes back to his keeper. Well, Uruguay are going to have to do well to get out of the hole they find themselves in. Yeah, they have to get back to doing what was effective for them, but the problem they have is when they lose the ball, Cape Verde are so comfortable. It's not rushed. They're playing the pass, they're trying to draw up the pressure to play around. They've got speed in the wide area, trickery. And when they win it back, they seem to be causing problems for Uruguay. So, yeah, it's a big question marks for Bielsa and his squad and how they're going to stand up to it. Because this Cape Verde side, so much fun to watch. Here they come again. Against Cabral's ball. He's let that. He has eyes on it. He had to get his fingertips to it. Cape Verde are here to play. Played the good stuff. It's a deep one, Muslera. Not taking any chances. It is going out. You've got Benzema coming into the back post. He cannot take any chances there, Muslera. Tego and Lopez Cabral over it. 7 minutes from half time as it's lashed into the magnetic. As he spotted Muslera off his line there, thought, I'm going to try and beat him his near post here. Yeah, I mean, this is so difficult because as much as you predict the shape and certain elements of how they're going to line up, you've got players that just want to try things, do something a bit different, unorthodox, and that is difficult in itself. Ugarte's ball. Contact by Pico Lopez. They stopped making the runs. They were getting joy early with a fullback, either fullback, left or right, making that late run. Both wide men for Cape Verde drop the runners, so they're in space, but they've stopped doing it now. I wonder if that's the fact that whenever Cape Verde win it back, Rodriguez and Akanjo are causing so many problems.
Novio with the cross. Header is over. So now hope. It's a poor header. Really good cross, deep cross to the back post. Looked like off the top of his head. He's got a lot of time to look at it, yeah.
We have to talk about Ugarte, man. We have to talk about Ugarte. I've been watching this game for 40 minutes, nearly 40 minutes. He's been the worst player on this pitch, right? He's been the worst player for this country. Ugarte, come on. You know how some players, right, when they go back to their national team, they will perform so well. You think, why is the club not playing them? Why is their football club not playing them? Ugarte is not one of those players. He's poor for club and country. It's awful to watch. He's getting ranged in this game. How can he be so poor around one of the world best midfielders? Right? You've got Valverde next to you. You've got Valverde next to you. Valverde next to you. You had Casemiro next to you. You had Bruno Fernandes next to you. How can he be so poor for club and country? The guy's awful. It's an awful footballer. The only thing he's good at is giving middle fingers. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, I had to pause there. That's the commentary because anytime they show him, I need someone to do me a comp for all his touches in this game. It's awful. Look at it. It's awful. A shout to Verde though. They're cooking these people. They're cooking them. Like you can see some of this. There's Ugarte with the ball now, right? It's moving it. Released it. There we go. Gets the ball back. Unless you score banger, mate, you're awful in this game. Unless he scores a banger, it's awful. And at the minute, that's the only way they can score against Cape Verde. None of them are capable of handling or dribbling the ball or dribbling past Cape Verde players. None of them. Even Valverde. These guys, they play as a team. They're fighting for each other. They're fighting for more than just football. You know, they're fighting for a country of 500,000 people. A tiny island. There we go. That ball. Here we go again. Ugarte got sat on the floor. Oh my god. The guy's awful. Oh my days. I've just seen Ugarte got. Bro. And he fouled the guy as well. Can they score for me? Oh, they pull one back. They 1-1. Jeez. Wow. Perfect time to score, you know. Sorry. What is it? Perfect time to score here. Just before half time. While they checking for, I think there was a foul somewhere. Okay, Verde ends up complaining about a foul. I think there was a foul. Are they checking? Are they going to check it? Probably not. There. Man, let him go. It's like, yeah, you can. Oh, unlucky. Oh, hit the bar. Hit the post. Rebound. This motherfucker was there to bang it in. Yeah. Diving header. Was he offside? No. Yeah, they pull that one back. They pull one back. They equal. They level. Perfect time to score though. I can't lie. Luis Suarez is there. Look at him. Nah. But again, back to my point, Gatti has been awful. I don't care what. I don't even care if they win this game. The guy's just too poor to watch. I think there was a foul before prior to this goal somewhere. The camera didn't go all the way back. Are they still checking it?
He's clutched the back of his leg, he's clutched his hamstring, he's still running about. I mean, if there's any kind of issue, then I expect to see him come off. If not, then affect the situation and then look for help from the team. Yeah, they are going to make a change here. Cape Verde low for them. Cantons look lively. It's going to be replaced by Tino Duarte, Ludigarex, and Bulgaria. Like few of the squad mates born in the Netherlands.
Oh, brother, want to come off.
Joe was Lisbon born. He's okay. Yeah, he's wanting to give it a go, isn't he? Yeah, understandably, it's the World Cup, but he's clearly got an issue. Well, Bautista is pulled rank. The referee's pulled rank. Duarte did back on there. Real frustration.
He's still all in hamstring. I don't know why he's crying about coming off.
They have to go off the pitch because he's injured, so he needs to get off. Yeah, but because he's taking so long to get off, they've been penalised. So they could make this up. We don't have long these days. They're injured, have to get off the pitch very quickly. Substitution, which is not going to be made. See Cape Verde down to 10 for now.
Come on.
They wait the chance to try and get our Canjo back on. 5 minutes of stoppage time here. For Cape Verde, now for them, it's about getting a half time with no further damage. Or
here we go.
Alternative.
Yeah, they're playing good football. Playing good football.
Still down to 10 right now.
Oh, lucky.
Clear switch in play. One turn from 110. Now we can come back on. Yeah, what a situation this is. But it's coming off. It had to go off because it wouldn't come off. Now it's back on. Nice and clear.
Gives me a headache just watching the guy play football now. So bad. That is all about.
Uruguay have undone much of the damage. It was caused by that sensational Vina goal. They still need a win here. I mean, obviously, getting back in is first and foremost, of course, you have to get yourself level, but I think that Uruguay need to win this game. Verde for Aranco. It's a lovely disguised ball initially by Valverde. Pina, the Cape Verde goal scorers on it. Valverde again. Oh, now. James is shaking his head beside me. Borges clears. Vinas went down inside the box there. Yeah, makes a run early. There's an arm back across his face, but I don't know how much Bunker's knew about it.
It's clear. Tackler out to Varela. Tackler. Oliveira to Valverde. Unintentional nutmeg there. It's the cross ball. Sidan Diaz, headed clear. Last knock-ins of the first half. Entertaining first half here in Miami. Ganti's cross, chance!
Oh! It just shocked me up, man.
Pinocchio justifies his inclusion. Suddenly, the Blue Sharks are behind. Huge goal in the context not just of this game, but of this section of these World Cup finals.
Yeah, it's a massive goal. It's a goal of real quality. He had success early in the game with these types of crosses. For the fact that they were getting players in position, but then
2-1.
what was coming back, that next contact, not good enough. They stopped doing it. And they revert back to it here. This cross is wonderful. Araujo,
Oh, that's it.
lovely cushion.
Finally. He finally broke crossing. He finally did something right.
Reacting to the knockdown. Cool
Nah,
finish.
that's actually a good one. Why can't you play like this?
Success early.
Why can't you play crosses like this
That's
all
why
the
they
time?
continue doing it. It's a wonderful goal.
Why can't this idiot just play like this all the time? That's a good crossing.
Perhaps that will
But it's been
stop
shocking,
building
right?
bridges with his manager. Uruguay playing in Brazil under the Argentinian. And it's Uruguay 2, Cape Verde 1.
It's a great little header from Araujo because so easily go for goal. So he's 10th earlier in the game where
That second will probably knocks. Because knocks Cape Verde's confidence right now. Let's see. Ooh.
No mistake there.
See,
Cushion header.
lack of concentration now. They're making mistakes. Cape Verdeans are making mistakes.
No chance.
Keep it at 2-1.
Vista trying to rouse the troops in front of them. Really strongly into the first half for Uruguay, scoring on 44 and 45 plus 6.
Right, you got to see more of the ball now. Now that Cape Verdeans are letting them play,
He's talking about how
you see
important
more
it
of the
was
ball.
for them that they didn't concede again before the interval. Well, it's come to pass. This first half continues, but for how much longer? Great moment for Canovio. Made one appearance in the last World Cup as a late sub against Ghana. He played 3 times in the qualifiers because he had a fractured skull during the bid to get here. It's reward for all he's gone through personally, as that comes to him all the way through to his win. That is half time in Florida. It's the Uruguayan supporters making the noise all of a sudden, coming from a goal down.
There's more goals coming to come in this game, definitely.
Maxi
We've
Araujo
got to see
cancelled it
more
out.
goals.
Really importantly, Canovio put Uruguay in front in a game they trailed. Half time in the Hard Rocks. Uruguay 2, Cape Verde 1.
James, Liam, thank you very much. Ashley Williams, Benny McCarthy in the studio with me on this one. Well, I tell you what, we can see from the possession stats, yes, Uruguay 67%, but when you look at the shots, 11-2, but on target, 2 for Uruguay, 1 for Cape Verde. Well, Cape Verde continue to surprise Ashley, but heartbreak just before the half.
Yeah, I think that they played. They was obviously had a lot of confidence from the Spain game, and they came out playing more attacking football. They was feeling themselves. They was doing well. Unfortunately, they couldn't hold on for the whole half.
I think they disappointed themselves because when they went 1-0 up, and then you saw they gone back into that 6 solid defense, and then they sit back and waited for Uruguay. And then all of a sudden, they just got that boost of confidence again to open up. And I think that's where it kind of went pear-shaped, because they offensive play really well, but in the final third, they don't know, they don't have that execution, so they keep giving Uruguay that opportunity to break them on the counter, and that's what happens. And then to concede in the last kick of the first half,
Well, they've still got 45 minutes to go, but you have to praise Uruguay in it. But just as we threw to the game and we were all sitting back, I said, boys, you didn't even give me your prediction. And you both went, 3-0 Uruguay. But Cape Verde surprised you both, and actually they came flying out the blocks, and actually you could see the confidence in them.
Yeah, absolutely. They were the team that looked like they was the higher ranked nation, because they were so confident in possession. They was cutting through Uruguay. Rodriguez has been really bright on this left-hand side. Just as Benny said, a little bit of composure and the final action's not great. Arancho, this is brilliant from him. In his own half, dribbles the ball. They're full of energy at this point, driving at the Uruguay defence. Actually wins his team a free kick. And then as we're lining up Pina, you think he's not going to hit this. I can believe it. It was a great strike. Terrible defending from Uruguay on the wall. That's just criminal to let a two-man wall, the ball go straight through. But let's give Pina a bit of credit. It's the first goal that Cape Verde scored at a World Cup, and it's an excellent strike. Probably, I'm not a goalkeeper, but I think that's questionable from the goalkeeper. But Cape Verde at this point are really enjoying the game. And they're full of confidence. And as we've seen pictures from the Spain game, this was even better at this point. They've scored a goal. Their main man has scored a goal, and everything at this point seemed rosy. There you go. That's what it means to them.
You know what they're thinking, Ash?
Yeah, they're
Pina coladas flowing. Right at this point, that goal, it was spectacular. The free kick from 32 yards out, making it the longest range goal of the World Cup so far. But then it didn't stop there, because they continued with this confidence and still continued to attack Uruguay.
Yes, they had one unbelievable opportunity where they intercepted, and I think Arcangel makes an unbelievable run. Instead of just slipping it into him, he's in one-on-one with a keeper to have his shot on goal, and then unfortunately no. And then the cross just there, I think, for the second post, but the goalkeeper kind of intervened, and then he just hit the ball for a corner kick, and half chance really for Cape Verde. But they had incredible moment to maybe even extend their lead, but then they allow that opportunity for Uruguay to strike back, and good on them.
I mean, and they did just that, didn't they? Because there were spells, actually, that Cape Verde were flying with confidence, but you saying the intensity sometimes of Uruguay, that Cape Verde were going to come unstuck, and they did.
Yeah, this was the big fear with Cape Verde playing with all that confidence and trying to being a bit more expansive. Here we can see Arancho has got cramp in the middle of the pitch. Just highlighted Araujo. And as the ball comes in, it's actually Cabral, I think, heads it off his own post, and Araujo is following in. So it's a bit of chaos. This is what didn't happen in the game when they played against Spain. It was all very settled, but because they're playing a little bit more expansive, Uruguay attacking with intensity as they do under Bielsa, as all of these teams do, create a little bit of chaos in the box. And even though Cape Verde have got numbers in there, unfortunately it falls. And this wasn't the only time as well. There was other opportunities where you feared for Cape Verde, because you praise them in one sense because they're playing with confidence and trying to score goals. But on the other hand, you're like, I'm not sure how long they can keep doing this. But we were saying we didn't want them to go into that back six too early. So it was a little bit of a cat and mouse game where can they attack Uruguay and not concede? And unfortunately for them, they did.
And I suppose that's how quickly momentum can change in football.
Yes, it has, and so you give fair play to Uruguay, for sticking it out, and especially for a player like Naranjo. that was a typical a sniper's goal because he never gave up. And when the cross came in, Uruguay has that sense of urgent, that sense of mind that when the cross comes in, whoever is attacking the ball, there's always people at the other end that's trying to make that run just in case, gambling if that ball is going to come through. And then Cabral ends up the one heading the ball against his own post, and then it hits out, and Aranjo is there just with the easiest of tap-ins, just to diving header it in, and then that's how they make their own luck. And then we saw like in the dying seconds how the second goal came.
Well, let's see that, because it's a devastating blow to concede a goal just before half time, isn't it?
Oh yes, I think Uruguay just making up from the same as Spain did, clipping those balls in there for Cucurella, and they just clip it in. Aranjo making that amazing run, and then the ball falls really kind to him, and then he's got the sense of mind just to he flicks it nice into a part where Canovio was free, almost unmarked, and then he gets an easy tap in to put them 2-1 up in the first half.
And we actually saw a reaction there, kind of a little celebration from Bielsa.
Yeah.
Didn't see it very much, Ash, but we saw that.
Yeah, no, he actually got off the water box, didn't he? So he was happy. And I think he's had a falling out with Canobio, so they're obviously made up now. But yeah, do you know what? I think on the whole 45 minutes, I think Uruguay are probably good for being ahead. But it's just a shame because you feel that Cape Verde might have been able to deal with that a little bit better, especially going to half time. 1-1, not 2-1 down.
Okay, well, we're going to hear from the lads again in a minute after we take a look at what's available over on the iPlayer.
Get ready for the Trailblazers. I don't know how many Brazilians actually know that story, that Scotland introduced them to football. Cheers, Scotland.
They're afraid.
Come out, 6 engine with me. They've shaped an entire era of football by being at each other's throats. Celebrate the rivalries and the legacies. Discover the stories behind the beautiful game on BBC iPlayer.
Well, plenty of World Cup action.
Play like you don't care, like you're back in the playground, and in the first half you didn't do that, boys. We had an agreement. Can we just go out and do that? And they all went, oh yeah, we remember. And they just went out, and it was just a different game. And I was, as you can hear, I was very excited about it. We all were very excited about it. And this morning, there's this whole sense of relief and release. And now we're looking forward to next week and Tuesday. And it's like, it might be coming home.
Good morning, this is World Cup Game Day Live on TalkSport, brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. I'm Ollie Klink. Thanks very much for joining us. It's Uruguay 2, Cape Verde 1 at half-time in Miami. Uruguay coming from behind after a stunning free kick put Cape Verde in front, but they hit back just before the break. It's been a thriller so far. Second half action to come. That's before we bring you live commentary of New Zealand against Egypt. Kick-off at 2 for that one. Stay with us for the World Cup party throughout the night. First, though, let's get a quick update from the final day of the US Open in New York. Rupert Bell keeping across the golf for us. How's it looking, Rupert?
Well, Wyndham Clark is this year's US Open champion, but my goodness me, it wasn't the procession that we thought at the start of this final round, where he had what looked to be a comfortable 6-shot lead after playing so brilliantly round the fiendishly difficult Shinnecock Hills. But nerves got his game, and from the front 9 he was struggling. He looked to have steadied the ship coming into the start of the back 9, but Sam Burton, the American, started to put pressure on him, and it got to 3 under par. And Wyndham Clark, though, with an excellent birdie at the 16th, looked to have opened up a commanding and easy 2-shot lead. But a bogey at the 17th put real pressure on the American, but he held his nerve, had a long birdie putt, but it went just 6 inches wide. but he was able to tap in to secure his second US Open title. Sam Burns, his 3 under par 67, he had chances to actually get to 4 under, but the putts just wouldn't drop when it really mattered. So Wyndham Clark lifts the title. Elsewhere, Scotty Scheffler, flattered to deceive, his putter wasn't working as he would like. From a British perspective, Tyrrell Hatton finished the best after a closing 67 at 1 over par. Justin Rose, Aaron Rai, John Parry and Tommy Fleetwood, the 4 Englishmen, all finishing at 2 over par. But Wyndham Clark, who was booed throughout the final round, and spectators were also reportedly ejected for some of the comments they were directing towards their fellow American. Certainly it was an unsavoury atmosphere at times, as they definitely were rooting for Scotty Scheffler. But Wyndham Clark held his nerve, put all the crowd dislike of him behind him. Remember, 12 months ago, he broke the locker room, his locker at the Oakmont Golf Club, which alienated him from many golf fans. Well, he's been on a redemption mission this week, and he's certainly gone a long way to prove that he's one of the best golfers around, as he held his nerve to win by 1 at 4 under par.
Rupert, thank you very much indeed. Okay, Uruguay leading Cape Verde 2-1 at the moment in Miami. Let's take a look at the halftime odds with Bet365.
On the ball, on Talk Sport with Bet365. This summer, Bet365 are bringing you more offers than ever before. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
You can get Uruguay to win at 14-1 on Cape Verde, and now 33-1, and the draw is 17-2. Those were the halftime odds with Bet365, bringing you more offers than ever before this summer. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
On the ball, on Talk Sport with Bet365, making this summer even bigger with Matchday Reveal. Available every day. New and eligible customers. T's and C's apply. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Okay, England are back in action on Tuesday night, 9 p.m.
He's been matching Uruguay's pressure. You just saw it on the BBC. Cape Verde has just made history, scoring the first ever cup goal in the tournament. You can probably see it from behind me. The ecstasy, the exhilaration.
Oh, I just love it. I can keep watching it. And I just have to say, I hope you were tuning in yesterday. I think his shirt rivals Chappers.
I was about to say that. We'll probably see Chappers in that shirt next time he's on there.
What a moment. But a big second half needed now from Cape Verde.
Yes, I think Cape Verde, the people back home depend on them coming back. And we saw, the quality that they came up with in the first half. They were unfortunate to be down 2-1, so they were pretty open and they carved Uruguay open. So I think they just need to try and be a bit more clinical in their final third, and then they might have some job to get the equalizer.
Ash, but what is it? Is it closing those gaps at the moment and being more solid before you now go and press for that equaliser?
Yeah, and also I think that when they've got possession and they get into the final third, then they've got to take a little bit more time. So you've got Benchamal and Rodriguez doing good work with not a lot of final product. But then that, if you take a little bit more time, it allows the defence to get more set for the counter-attacks, so they're not getting hurt as much as they were in that first half. So it's okay, yes, you've got to go and score, so you have to attack. You can't stay sitting back. But when you get into Uruguay's final third, your final third against Uruguay, maybe take an extra touch, an extra pass, just to give the rest of the team time to settle down and rest in their rest defence in the correct positions.
Yes, because they don't take better care of the ball in the final third for Uruguay. So when they turn the ball over, Uruguay goes 1 pass, 2 passes, and then the counter is on. And then obviously they've got numbers forward, and they seem to make the right decisions when they get into the final third of Cape Verde. And that's why they were able to score 2 goals and punish them. But Cape Verde had the better of the chances when they got forward, but it's just what they do with that ball. The decision making is poor.
Okay, well, big second half needed, but the confidence is there now from Uruguay. It's time to rejoin our commentary team of James McFadden and Liam McLeod.
Both sets of players ready to go for what I'm sure will be an enthralling second half. Let's keep Verde make the change we thought they were going to make towards the end of that first half. So Canjo succumbs to the injury. Replaced by Dino Duarte. The dark clouds above here in Miami hopefully comes to nothing. Of course, there was warnings about 30-minute delays if there were lightning strikes. There were plenty of those in Miami when we arrived here last night. Hopefully it holds off. We also puts out the same 11, which is day 11 of these World Cup finals here at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. The home of the Miami Dolphins. Once upon a time, the legendary Dan Marino. Uruguay in the pale blue, right to left. Finished that first half so strongly, breaking Cape Verdean hearts with a quick 1-2. Saw them come from behind to lead, and it really is a game they must win, James.
Yeah, and I expect them to come out with the same energy which they finished the first half. They get enjoyed early in the game, they stopped doing it. That's where the goals come from, those narrow crosses, knocked out, finish, and they can't allow Cape Verde to regroup because they showed their quality in the first half. They won't give up. Having the time of their lives here.
That's Caceres with a big switch to try and get Sarabia involved. Atletico Madrid player, though he didn't make the breakthrough there. Manuel Sanabria.
Subtle difference. Special one. Coming back. You have so many
Almost managed to string Valverde.
Have a few thoughts. Subtle difference. So after this, coming back.
Cape Verde, the quality Uruguay was passes and the runs, timing the runs, causing problems. It's definitely the way to break them down.
So after this,
Don't think they catch you here. Valverde. Sanabria. Get back onto it. An example of these Uruguayan centre backs finding themselves much closer to the opposition goal than their own. Trying to stamp their authority all over Miami Gardens, which the Miami Dolphins, and also host the Miami Open Tennis. Indeed, the Formula One Miami Grand Prix, which takes place in the footprint of the stadium. Valverde's ball. Away by Lopez Cabral.
I think it's a case of containment as much as they can for Cape Verde to start this second half.
Stay in the game.
Yeah, I think so. I think they'll expect a fast start from Uruguay. Try and put those gaps at the back.
Well read there by Lopez Cabral. Duarte to Caceres. Shoots in the middle. They get the corner. Brazilia's family watching on. She managed to keep a clean sheet. Still in this match though. So Araujo with the corner. It's Guillermo Varela. plays in Brazil. 4 years in the books with Manchester United. Next time stopped.
Yeah, it was a little foul that happened just behind the referee. Nice little 1-2. Showing that flare it once again. Taylor flicked into the path that Rodriguez was coming off the left hand side. Ref can't see him. Still collected by fourth official. Looking at one of his assistants.
A little look over his shoulder. Was fouled. Says referee. His pass. Mentioned Catherine was here. Glimpse of him there. Played 3 World Cup finals, won 2 of them. There's plenty of football in Illuminati here tonight. Gary Rodriguez. Pina. Duarte. This is the first real period of possession they've had since the turnaround. Play over there. Initially it looked as though Lopez Cabral was going to slip it through to one of his teammates, but he decided to take it on himself.
And he probably should have. See Rodriguez there, running against a flat defence and found the gap. Seems really disappointed he hasn't scored from that Lopez Cabral, but I mean, this is slightly ambitious. But you're right, I think Uruguay started the front foot, bodies forward, Verde having to deal with it. And now they look like they're back into the stride that they were in the first half.
As it stands, it will be an all-South American battle back here between Uruguay and Argentina in the last 32. Spain would play Austria. Ugarte. De Valverde. There's a right idea there from Sanabria. Trying to play it back in field. Few options in the box at the time.
Scotland lead.
Oliveira, twice Scudetto winner in Italy with Napoli. Returned to winning Serie A titles these days, albeit not the season just gone. Re-emerged as a superpower, the first time since the days of Maradona and Careca, who lit up this very tournament. It's judged there by Manuel Ugarte.
Yeah, the options there. Does Cape Verde just narrow up that back four? So there is a chance for either full back, Bell or Sanabria from Uruguay for that switch of play. Right men from Uruguay go inside as well to create that space and allow the overload.
Well, as it stands, this is one of the groups that would not have a third place side in the next phase. Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia sitting on 1 point after 2 games. So plenty of this one to go, quite clearly. And I've never known a tournament where so many permutations are being looked at when there's still so much group stage football to play.
It does feel like it's too early because there's going to be so many changes. The games are played, obviously, that is natural, but I can't help but look at it and try and figure out what paths here, there, and everywhere. But it is extremely difficult, and it will change with every game.
This is Uruguay's 15th World Cup finals and 5th on the bounce since they missed the tournament in Germany 20 years ago. They always made qualifying easy for themselves, and a little bit of a struggle for them this time, but they did automatically make it here.
Well, it was the right idea there for Uruguay. They'll keep the ball, drawing that press. When it comes to Ugarte, I think he has to play a forward pass as soon as it goes back.
Don't
They've just edged up into a position where they can't go and put real pressure on it.
So Diego Forlan a moment ago, and can I watch it? I believe Roberto Baggio is here tonight. He and a few other legends were taking in the basketball at Madison Square Gardens up in New York. Their historic triumph, first time since '73 in the NBA playoffs. Baggio was there, of course, skied that penalty in the '94 final in the Rose Bowl.
Carried off all the way there until that moment.
Yeah, that's why it was so heartbreaking.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty good 4 years earlier in his own country.
Pretty good every year.
So Verde with big caught by Pina there. The refs have to let it go. Benchimol's ball back. Always willing, the midfielders for Cape Verde to come for the ball, to show for possession. Montero, Rodriguez, Mendes, now Duarte. Happy to take the ball on, and they're playing with a confidence. You can see here, it's wonderful from Mendes. He was shot through there, surely. Yes, he did. It's the correct outcome. The yellow card is flashed in the face of Guillermo Vanella.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that the midfielder's so comfortable on the ball. Don't panic. Mendes, lovely little turn. That's brilliant from Benchimol. Tremendous striker play. Just backing in. Rolling Oliveira.
Yeah, sorry, it's Oliveira. Yeah.
And he's got no option to pull him back. So much quality in this Cape Verde side. Calmness. You think that they were 1-0 up, 2-1 down. Still there in abundance.
Benchimol's last act. On comes Jordan Costa of Istanbul Başakşehir here. Tevio Valera comes on as well. It's two former players. He plays for Maccabi Tel Aviv, born in Portugal. Looking for his first international goal. What a time it would be to get it. Gary Rodriguez was the other player to be withdrawn. Cape Verde free kick. Scored from their last one. Stein bounces off the ball and away to safety. He's taken that full on in the face. You can see here. Sore one for Federico Viñas.
Yep. Much better goal. That occasion when they went for the goal. That's exactly what you're there for. Sure, it hurts, but it's your job. Yes, he just recovered from that facial knock and he's brought clattering to the ground. Duarte. Brother's also in the squad for Cape Verde. Rivera. Bentancur. Sanabria there, second chance. Feels like there's been a slight drop off once again from Uruguay. I know that's different because they're in a winning position. That's not the ideal ball back.
Oh. 2-2. Jeez.
2-2 in Miami. Quite incredible.
Jeez. Oh my days. Oh my days. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Come on, Cape Verde.
In terms of the opportunity, he does so well, the Costa, to read the situation, show that composure to get past. Look, there's no danger here. Oliveira just slices it. Muslera in no man's land. That's a wonderful touch and finish. The composure after the touch is excellent. There's Varela. It's a great finish. And this place is absolutely electric once again.
Unbelievable, man.
Well, I just said about a minute before that he would be hoping to score his first international goal. Well, he's got it, and he's got it at a World Cup finals against the two-time winners. How about that? A penny for the thoughts. There of Oliveira. And of Muslera. We're talking about a top quality defender in Matthijs Oliveira. We all make mistakes, and I guess he's going to have to recover from that quickly.
Well, he was on the floor, his teammates rushed round him to get him up. Yeah, he's going to have to recover because, yeah, as a mistake, it still has to be capitalised on. Varela alert. Great touch and finish out Muslera. No panic whatsoever. Having watched the game for Cape Verde, I'm not surprised.
Away again. Way again here, the Costa's ahead. Regina can find him. There's another wonderful for the net. Jamiro Marcello thought that was going in. What a game we've got in our hands here in Florida.
Incredible, incredible. Cape Verde are here to win the game. No doubt about it. And that's dipping. Catches it really well. Starts at high. Doesn't dip enough. What a lift they've got. You can see this coming from Cape Verde because Uruguay started the half on the front foot, aggressive, in control. Just gradually they've lost that control, they've dropped deeper in possession. And all they seem to do is encourage Cape Verde onto them. They look like a side play with so much freedom that the last thing you want to do is give them any kind of encouragement.
Bielsa has been sitting on his cool box most of the night. A baking hot evening at the Hard Rock. I mentioned right at the start, World Cup finals always produce an underdog story. Produced a few of this tournament, but none bigger than Cape Verde.
The It's magnificent. It really is. The control with the thigh, and then just the composure, little side foot into the back of the net. No trouble. He didn't need time to warm up, did he? Those are the pictures. That will be making history. These little Kuta Islands are in North America. Emotional. Shows what it means. Araujo loses out. Out of the way. Pereira. Makes a throw in. Even if Cape Verde can secure a draw in this match, still a big if right now, but Saudi Arabia to play in the last game. I fancy winning that. I mean, we're talking about a team that defended so brilliantly against Spain. They've come here and looked, in terms of their quality, on a par with Uruguay. Of course they fancy they can get something in that match and celebrated a point against Spain, but they won the World Cup, and quite rightly so. Imagine they've create real history here. Still, Uruguay have the quality. He's got plenty of that. Shane's handy today, it's a second chance. And a third. Cape Verde scrambling away. Captivating match this is in Group H. Uruguay always seem to become embroiled. And once again, they've done the hard work. Battled. Slower. Just enough there. It's Cabral to prevent the corner. Well, there's the familiar figure of Darwin Nunez about to come on. A double change for Uruguay, but we'll wait until this corner's been and gone first. An opportunity out there. It's fabulous play. Going back to McCarthy. Come on. He's got plenty. For now. For now. Yeah, well, as the corner comes in, Araujo thinks he's offside. Lopez Cabral on the line. Vizinha was there as well. Maybe on that occasion. He's earned his luck. Yeah, he has. Still checking it. If you get two defenders on the goal line, then he thought he was offside when the ball came back to him. He stopped, he thought, I may as well go for it, which he did. And that's the right thing to do. It was an offside check in the Spain game early on.
right at the end, stoppage time, which went on for a few minutes. Ferran Torres at the ball in the net. The Cape Verdeans tray.
Offside.
This doesn't stand, and it won't stand. It remains 2 apiece. Now more subs. Viñas coming off. On comes Darwin Nunez, who hasn't scored in an eternity for his country. He's had a horrible season with Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia as well. Also on Stella Cruz. Plays for Flamengo. I mentioned a few. Earning their money in Brazil. And for Cape Verde, Manos Duarte comes on to join his brother on the pitch. He replaces their first goal scorer ever at a World Cup finals in Kevin Pina.
Great performance from Pina, I have to say. Bold, accurate midfield. Happy to take the ball, really comfortable possession. A wonderful goal. You can never forget.
Now remember, you can get involved anytime, really, at the BBC Sport website. If you use the QR code on your screen just now, you'll be able to take part in the player rater. And as always at this point, James, I ask you, who's impressing you?
I think it's really, really tough. Cape Verde have been sensation in this game. Some of their little tricks and flicks and how comfortable they are on the ball. I think the man is just going off Pina. It's a fantastic game. So I would opt for him at this point in time. But there's been a number of star performers in that Cape Verde side. I will hope looking dangerous in the Uruguay team.
It always seems to be the case with Uruguay. Kind of flatter to deceive at times at major tournaments. It's been a problem for them for a while now. Bielsa tries to get some life into them. And I mean, this is for their tournament prospects. This is a big 20-odd minutes coming up for them, isn't it?
It's huge, and I think that they woke up finally in the first half, got back to doing what was effective early in the half, and got the rewards for it. They started the second half in the same vein. As they finished the first, they were having joy without creating those openings, and then they dropped off a little bit, allowed Cape Verde to come into the game and grow in confidence. They have to get back to doing that, being a bit more direct, playing those passes in behind, get bodies in that back line, causing problems. It's all of their own doing.
Loads more World Cup action to come with New Zealand against Egypt tonight, 2 a.m, 5 live, and BBC Sounds carrying coverage of that one as well. Match of the day live continues tomorrow. Argentina against Austria. That's a 5:30 start. BBC One and iPlayer. And the holders back in action. They are the team they beat in the final last time out, and the team that won it 4 years previous to that. France take on Iraq. Me and James were at that Iraq match against Norway in Boston last week, and the Iraqis could feel hard done by with the scoreline, which finished 4-1 in Norway's favour. So wait to see what kind of challenge they can pose. A quite superb French side. Well, we've got some final 20-odd minutes here. Uruguay are going to play Spain next. You see, Ugarte was brought off, replaced by Dela Cruz. That's the thing, that's why finding somehow 2 more points out of this game is so imperative from a Uruguayan point of view.
Yeah, you feel they have to win. Have to win the game because they come up against the Spain side that struggled to break down Cape Verde, but were looking sensational earlier on, especially you look at the problems Cape Verde have caused Uruguay, then this is a must win for them. It's good clearance, it's made its way through the right way. Fire out to this near side. Uruguay have flooded back in numbers. The ball crossed there from Mendes, was cut out. Uruguay back helping. Corner's deflected in by Montiano. It's a decent one as well. It's gone for another. Pico Lopez attacking it.
Wow.
Shamrock Rovers defender. Captain of his club. Second chance. To the decent header away here by Varela.
They're not a bad team at all. They're a really good team.
Pico Lopez being away from Shamrock Rovers. Massive harm given the opportunity of the quarter for on Friday night.
Here we go.
So we tried out
Come
this
on.
antics out here. The other side of the ocean. It's the constant trying to get it into the mixer. The biggest thing for me watching this is how much Cape Verde enjoyed being here. Not just to take part. They're showing their true selves and the performance. Chance to see.
Oh, that's the offside. Wow.
The decision, he knew it as well when the ball comes back to him. But they're enjoying themselves so much. Goes back to Vizinha. It looks as if he's under a bit of trouble, as if he's going to just clear the ball. Little fake. Step inside. Picks out one of his teammates to try and build an attack from there. Been a joy to watch tonight. And all of a sudden, with Cape Verde coming back to 2-2, this group becomes one that sends a team through as a third place side to the last 32. As it stands, they play Mexico and Cape Verde.
Here we go.
Uruguay still.
Here we go. Here we go.
It's magnificent skill once
Wow.
more. There's no
Oh,
fear
final ball.
in this team
Final ball.
whatsoever.
Oh, here we go on the break.
Just the way Manos Duarte danced his way through there was a joy to behold.
I mean, they're a team that are well organised, but it's not about their organisation. When they pick the ball up, they've got so much freedom.
Anyone
They
can win this
express
game.
themselves.
Anyone can.
I mean, I've really enjoyed watching them.
Sanabria. Rodriguez.
Elbow. Elbow to the face, ref. It's not going to give it. Get up. Players up again.
Oliveira. His mistake led to that Cape Verde equaliser.
Ooh.
Next time.
Oh, there comes a break.
So again, it breaks down in more frustration amongst the Uruguayan
Oh, transition. What a pass. Get up.
Happy with it. He's taking a little bit of a chance there.
Damn.
Valverde.
Intensity in this game is crazy. The physicality. Uruguay cannot cope right now with the physicality.
Uruguay trying to up the levels here.
That's an ambitious one, but Mr. Cruz fancied it.
Yeah, it was always rising.
Game is over for Jamiro Materno.
But Tim is coming off.
Yannick Semedo will come on. Florenzi. Things roar goes up. The referee's happy to let things play on. He's actually had a pretty good game, the man in the middle.
Yeah, I think it's been the theme of this World Cup where a lot of niggly ones are like to play on.
Wow. Thing is, they know where each other, wherever they pass the ball. It's like a sat now. They know where the ball is going to drop. Boom. There we go. They're playing similar football now because they can't match the physicality.
Almost isn't cutting it for Uruguay right now, though.
Uruguay cannot keep the ball because they get pressed, and then when they do go toe to toe, it's just not working for them. It's not looking good.
Yes, was never getting there. Beaten to it by the ever impressive Borges.
Rodriguez is coming on.
It's coming off now. This one is race clearly.
All yours. There we go.
Rodriguez, who's another in place of Mexico. 4 international goals up to press. Uruguay's World Cup hopes are teetering on the brink here, given who they've to play next.
Oh, making a mistake again. They sit back. They're going to the back 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. Fresh legs.
Rodriguez immediately involved. Scoring in the next 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, it's 1 hour 5 seconds. This
going through, going home. And what we may see here is another rehashing of that incredible backs to the wall performance from Cape Verde against Spain. They might have to reprise that here.
Yeah, they might, but they're still, it's not as though the whole team's shifting back. Of course they do at different times, but it's not as though they've decided now they're going to play for a draw. They're still leaving that option for the counter-attack.
oh, Zinnia score it.
Trying to find anyone who took blue in the box. And Celeste are in trouble at these World Cup finals right now. No foul. Verde comes forward.
It's looking like Uruguay might just make this.
Cross from Sanabria. It's cut out. There's going to have to be a lot more of those kind of blocks going in.
Yeah, and we know they can't feel even sometimes just look comfortable.
Sanabria's cross.
Ooh.
Nobio goes after it. And still, a little bit of slip. Borges.
Corner, we got corner.
Corner won by Rodriguez.
This is very tough for Uruguay because they're keeping pressure on as much as they can to that clear-cut chance. Managing to keep that pressure on, forcing Cape Verde into defending. Put so much into the game. Cape Verde, huge.
Easily away again. Cape Verde will face Saudi Arabia and Houston, which is a game that they'll be very much looking forward to if they can hold on for another golden point here. Valverde, that's a wonderful attempted pass. Still alive though. No deal. Cross. Vizina just enough. Rory Clark. This time to deny Brian Rodriguez.
Wow. Everything on the line. Every man behind the ball. Goalkeeper, striker, defenders, midfielders, wingers, everyone behind the ball for Cape Verde. Vizina just made a stunning stop there.
Here comes a kick, and it's another block. Not that they knew much about it to deny Bentancur.
Another corner?
Pressure is certainly building on Cape Verde. The tempo
Yeah, another corner. Oh my days. Pressure. Pressure. If they counter now, they're going to score.
They're going to keep knocking on the door. Rodriguez again. Another header won by Cape Verde.
Another corner. Wow. They're winning every ball. They're winning every second ball. One mistake there, it's over for them.
All hands to the pump again. They've been in this movie before.
Out.
A decent
Out.
by Mendes.
Oh, unlucky.
Put so much into this game. Both teams have. It's an energy strapping night.
Bro, they've not stopped throwing. They haven't stopped throwing.
Bentancur. With Caceres.
Oh, yes. There we go, the counter.
They just can't get out right now, Cape Verde. Anywhere he can.
He's not taking a chance here, but it's not the best lay off. Adam Nunez closing him down. Now it feels like we asked about 5 or 6 minutes ago if this was going to be a match to the goal. It feels like final minutes of this match are very similar to the game against Spain.
Uruguay's best run since they last won the trophy.
These guys are intensity, bro. I'm surprised they've managed to keep it up to this time. I thought they would be tired, they would give up by now. But they haven't. They're not tired. So they're checking, that's it. Oh, it's gone. Corner. Hamstrings everywhere.
Missed the penalty chance. Uruguay went through after Suarez sacrificed himself.
Another corner here. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh.
Cards coming here as well, I think, is it? Maybe not. There's a free kick. Looked like De La Cruz had been caught, and indeed he was.
Yeah, I think that's their first of the Cruz.
That is such a soft foul, man. Just outside the box. This could go anywhere. This could go anywhere. If you hit it right, you smash and grab. This is that smash and grab one.
One of the the two 40-year-olds
You've seen
on
her
the pitch,
before.
the first time at a World Cup finals.
Oh, look at the space. I can see the gap.
Two
I can
40-year-olds
see the gap now.
playing in a game.
I can see the gap. If you can slip a
Big
ball
moment,
through that
will he need to come
gap,
up with a big
that's a
moment?
goal. Verde. Oh. Verde is standing up over the ball here. He's gonna hit this one. Oh, he scores. He only scores one. This is a goal.
So often, Federico Valverde
This is a
stepped
goal.
up for his country. Will it be
This
he?
is a goal. Come on, stop it.
Oh, it's over. Whistles over Brazilian's crossbar.
Come on.
Valverde's left crest fumble.
Come on, Verde.
He's putting the power. Aims for the side, Brazilia's up.
It looks like he's giving up. Mr. Sky there.
Stand the ball goes that way. It's a big ball in front of him. It's close behind to get it up and down.
What a save.
You're phoning a line there to get the block in. Yeah, I mean, there I didn't know much about it there, but you need to be in the position there, yeah. You have to be in the position. And that's exactly where they've been. And at times, Uruguay have managed to get beyond that back line and get clear, but you don't see panic in the back line of Cape Verde. Just defend the situation, get themselves into a position to affect it. A lot of tired legs out there. What a night. They're going to have the ball. They can hold them up for another point. So we go into the first of 8 minutes. It'll be party time in Miami tonight for the Cape Verdeans.
Throw the ball, man.
I tell you, the Scots have started making their way to the city as well.
Oh.
And Uruguayans might not be injured free fit. Here's Darwin Nunez.
Oh my days.
There's time, there's hope for
8
them.
minutes.
There's 20 forwards. Brilliantly done. Throws it across.
Ooh.
Might be the chance.
Bro.
Well, it's remarkable, really.
Oh my
Outstanding play
days.
by Darwin down the right. And Valverde is centimetres away. That's brilliant from Nunez. Just fires it across.
Oh my.
He just can't
Any
get in
touch.
front.
Any touch.
There's a little block on him.
Zania missed it completely.
Switched on at the back post.
Oh.
He just can't get there.
Verde looks like he's about to cry, bro.
Animated Uruguay bench down there to your left.
Come on. Come on.
Verde,
Come on.
winning this themselves.
Go get it.
Picked up by Lopez Cabral.
Shoot.
It's blocked. Shot the turn from Ryan Mendes.
Oh. Ooh.
Where are they finding the energy from? I mean, I expected
I've
this
just
game
asked
to
the
be
same
a
question
bit
there.
just
How they
defending.
think this
Well,
up?
Cape Verde
How
defending. They go from
put
one
teams,
end,
right?
the
The
other
level of
goal,
intensity in this game,
couple of lovely flick, you have to say.
the level of
That
cardio, the
Nunez
level of fuck they would
is
have
that
done
Canobbio
right now.
away.
It's crazy, bro.
He just can't keep his shot down.
Yo,
Recovery from Cape Verde get back.
the
This
pace,
little flick
the
here, he's away.
speed.
Canobbio.
Look at that.
The Lopez get across
Look at
the
that.
side.
Him coming back to trap that ball. Oh my days, so stop it.
Canobbio slices across it.
Wow.
What an end. There's been some game.
Yellow card for who?
There's been a yellow card issued to Fide Borges amongst all that.
Cape Verde.
Darwin Nunez has shown a few good touches since coming on. He's in a horrible time. I mentioned at his club in Saudi, Al Hilal. He signed Karim Benzema in January and dumped him out of the squad for their league matches. He has been linked with Barcelona. The goal drive.
What a touch.
What about that for a touch?
Wow.
Ryan Mendes.
Wow, shoot.
Duarte's held on to. And Muslera. And you see the accident in Luis Suarez watching from behind the glass.
No wonder. Like, I mean, we've had to defend for the last 10, 15 minutes in this game.
Wow.
But they've also had glimpses at goal. It's a threat to carry. Slender read it brilliantly.
This is mad.
Utterly captivating.
This has been some game. It really has. It's been excellent.
Darwin Nunez, Nobio. To the troops, Vancouver. Waiting in the middle for another couple in there too. It's headed away just as it looked like he might be heading for Oliveira. Oliveira goes up. The Cape Verdeans in Uruguay are massively stretched at the back. And the opportunity here to potentially win it.
Penalty.
Has been taken away from him by Vancouver. And it looked like Da Costa was going to be able to pull the trigger. It was taken away from him at the last.
I thought that was a moment. Look at the overload they have here. The ground it made up the left-hand side. Varela. Can he slip
Oh
him
my
in?
days.
Just
Oh,
can't.
it's not playing. It's not playing. Just, wow, last ditch tackle. Corner kick for Cape Verde. They could win this. Anyone could win this. Anyone. Anyone. Come on.
One of the biggest shocks in World Cup history. And it comes, and away it goes from Vancouver.
Oh my days.
Dela Cruz. It kind of feels as though Troy's affair is up right now, but both going to go. Hammer and Thompson winning.
A touch. Another good touch. Perfect touch.
That was Duarte.
These guys are ballers, bro. Shoot.
Shots on to his right.
Wow. I have never seen a team with so much energy, bro. These guys are going to get tested. Right? They're going to get tested after as soon as this game. 3-4 players are going to get pulled to the side and get tested. You're going to have to submit a urine sample after this. Foul. Where's the card? Where's the card? I swear on FIFA are gonna come for this team. They're gonna come for these guys. Getting sample submitted. I swear. I've never seen a team. Right? Now I can see why Spain couldn't score against them. Spain couldn't. Yo.
Someone's gonna lift the trophy. But right now, it's all about Cape Verde.
Freaky. Could this be the smash and grab that we're looking for? Here we go. Here we go.
Here comes the free kick. He's trying to catch him.
Tried it.
Are you surprised? Why not?
Just, oh, what a waste.
Few more seconds. It's up to the Brasilia. Holds on to it. Final minute of stoppage time.
Less than. Here we go. Come on. Go get it. Go get the win, man.
Last chance. A thrilling night at the Hard Rock.
Wouldn't like mind a little bit more of this. Game, to be honest with you, I'm sure the players don't because they've been put in a power of work, but it's been very, very engaging and entertaining.
It's going to do nothing to bring sweet harmony to the Uruguay camp.
Less than a minute to play. Come on. Oh. Foul. Jeez.
One back to Costa. And they're going to get one last chance to chuck this into the Uruguay box.
Get the goal out.
The 8 minutes have been played. I don't think there's going to be anything after this free kick. But
it's over.
Just in case, surely they won't bring Brasilia.
It's over. It's over. Yo, Cape Verde Max. Yo. The free kick is not even getting.
It's all square. And it's a nightmare result for Uruguay. More emotion in the face of Brasilia, but for Bielsa.
Oh my God.
Much to ponder. And now, at the very least, they're going to have to avoid defeat to Spain.
Spain is going to cook them. Spain is going to beat. Uruguay. Right? Cape Verde will beat Saudi. Don't beat Saudi. But this team, I swear that I will be surprised if tomorrow we reach that reading on the papers that
through the Subhelio Varela have picked up yet another historic result.
look at Suarez. He looks
scratching his
scratching his head,
head
man. Suarez is scratching his head.
2 points yet again. Having drawn with Saudi Arabia on match day 1. They're going to have to get a draw at the very least against the European champions.
Wow.
If they're going to continue their World Cup journey. It finished here on an incredible night in Miami, and another story written by the Cape Verdeans. Uruguay 2, Cape Verde 2.
I'm telling you, how the hell is Ugarte?
What a game we have just witnessed.
How the hell is Ugarte footballer, bro? Right? Throw out the game, the all 100 plus minute. He only made one good pass into the box, one good pass. And that was converted into a goal. He had a pre-assist, right? The whole game. But Ugarte is off. It's an awful footballer. You don't play alongside Verde and look this bad. Yo, but these guys, they deserve everything they did. You know, they get it right now. Cape Verde, they deserve every single point, every single accolades, every single claps they get in.
Yeah, over 15 million. This 15 million Instagram followers. Actually, at this rate, the whole team are going to be over 15 million if they carry on like
I think they'll be back checking their phones to see how many followers they've got. Probably so, because what a game now. But that's the most entertaining game I've covered on the World Cup so far. Cape Verde were excellent. Personally, I think they created more good chances than Uruguay. There definitely were a point in that game. They'll probably be kicking themselves with the good chances they had that they didn't get all three. You can see that they wanted at the end, they wanted to take the free kick. They wanted the win. Yeah. And that's against Uruguay. Now they'll be going into the Saudi Arabia game really with their tails up thinking, we can qualify here.
And what about just a quick one on Uruguay? Because they need to pick themselves up now once again and go again against the European champions.
You can't want to pick yourself up against the worst game that you need to face, you know. But in football, anything's possible. I think
anything can happen in football.
They would make themselves.
Jeez, what a game! What a game!
Spain, but I doubt it. But yeah, what a
shout out to Rosenia, shout out to Cape Verde, shout out to the people, the fans that stayed up tonight watching this. Well worth
because all 4 teams
staying
still
up
have a chance of qualifying.
This was well worth it. One of the most entertaining games. Like I said, these players, if tomorrow we don't read about FIFA entering their rooms, their dressing room, asking for urine samples, that'll be a shock to me. That'll be a shock to me.
Well, actually, let's get straight into it, because we were talking about the heart and the passion and the ability to come back in the second half.
What a game. Yeah, let me go to bed, man.
I wondered how they would go about this, but we can see here that they kept